UFC 319 going down this Saturday in Chi-Town. We in the Chi with it. We have one of my favorite fights of this year, probably. One of my favorite title fights, probably. We have DDP defending his middleweight title versus Chimaev. And we have a really good stack card. I think it's one of my favorite cards. I know we were talking about 317 being that card, but when they put this card together for 319, it may have just taken over. But I'm your host, Aries, and joining me, my other host for this pod, he joins us with these big cards. We have him for this one. What is up? The guy behind the camera.
Oh man, it's fight week, baby. I'm looking at it now. I was doing the research this week, and man, I'm pumped for this one, man. That main card, that main card got a chance to be one of the best main cards of the year. Like this, yeah, the main card is legit.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I love the prelims has bangers.
Yeah.
The main card is fantastic. I don't know how they put this together, but I'm here for it. Before we get to breaking down UFC 319, there is some big news that happened. Was it yesterday?
Yeah. Yep.
To kick off our Monday, we had the announcement of the UFC signing the new TV deal with Paramount Plus. They're leaving ESPN. Thank God. And they're signing a new deal starting next year, 2026, and they're going to Paramount Plus. I think the deal was like 7 years for $7.7 billion.
Yep.
I believe the deal that they signed with the ESPN was like 1 point something billion.
It was 1.1.
So see how much they've grown and just how much it's worth. It's crazy, especially when you've been watching as long as we have. To see where the UFC has how much it's grown, especially from the pandemic. I think the pandemic had a lot to do with the growth of the sport. But yeah, such a huge deal, such a huge thing, and I just kind of want to break this down before we get into the card because I think this is pretty big news. So, what were your thoughts before?
I mean, the biggest. I think that there are only two. Well, I think there's 1.5 winners of this deal. I think the biggest winner here is TKO, obviously, because they just sold the rights to their product for $7.7 billion and have it secured for 7 years. I think the fans are half winning as well because I thought I bookmarked it. I saw someone on X, they did the math of the saving that you're gonna have as a consumer without having to buy pay-per-views. It's like I think it was like $1,100 a year consumers are gonna save from pay-per-view costs. On top of if you choose to cut ESPN out of your streaming, if that's not like attached to your whatever Disney Plus or whatever Hulu, something like that, you're gonna save on that as well because Paramount Plus is cheaper. Paramount Plus has the with and without ads. I think one is $5 or $7.99. The other is like $12.99. So depending on what you have your ESPN Plus at. However, I also think that us as the fans, I feel like we might be a little bit on the losing end as well. I feel like, and this has been a discussion with the UFC in particular this year. The UFC they're struggling with star building, right? They're struggling with character development, I guess, if you would call it that. They do the embedded and all that stuff, and they try to make it accessible, but also like, okay, I'm watching Embedded this week. Chimaev, there's nothing appealing about him outside of fighting. His story, like they're trying to make his story. He can't even he gets on the mic and he screams and he this and that and he acts a fool and stuff like that. Like there's only certain guys that they will push. It's not, you don't have the buildups like you used to with Connor and Aldo hating each other. There's a reason that, so the end of this year will be the end of well, technically it's not the end of pay-per-views because Dana came out and corrected that already.
Yeah, I saw that shit, dude.
Yeah, so this is what I mean when I think the fans only half win. So the UFC, they're not building stars anymore. Okay, it's becoming more difficult. I don't know if it's watered down roster, too many events, too many what, I don't know what it is. But you couple that with the fact that they don't necessarily have to give us bangers like this card every month now because it's free. That's been the big concern I've heard wrestling around, and I don't see the business going that way, but I think it does give them an excuse to give more kind of trash on some of the what they call numbered events now, and then stack the 4 CBS cards per year, like almost how they do with the ABC. The ABC cards, like they did with
Abu
Fox.
Dhabi.
Yeah, when they had Fox and they'd be on live on Fox and it'd be a real big, like, you get an awesome fight night that was almost pay-per-view worthy. I have a feeling that's kind of what we're gonna start getting more of. The pay-per-views are gonna look, well, not the numbered events are maybe get a little more watered down or have, like, no offense, you're gonna have more of like the Way Lee's headlining those. UFC 331, Way Lee, and even if it's versus like Shevchenko or something, that's a great fight to us. We know how great that fight is, but to the common folk, like, that's just gonna that's not gonna move them like that. So I feel like they're gonna get away with that. And then if he's really gonna do July 4th at the White House, you know that's gonna be a pay-per-view. Like, you know, he's going to charge $100 or something for that, and he's going to get away with it because he's going to be like, well, guys, you don't have to pay $80 every month now, so I'll charge you $100 for this one.
And that's some Dana shit to do. Like,
to pick and choose, too. Like, this is what we deem worthy of charging a pay-per-view for, and pay-per-view isn't dead.
So they labeled it perfectly when they announced this with the headlines of signing a new deal and then no pay-per-views. All of those fans were cheering, saying, yes, we don't have to pay $85 plus, with the tax, every card. And, sometimes, like, yeah, I was happy, but now I'm thinking about the fighters. And this is where I kind of want to say about your point with the fights, and they can, stack cards or not. Hopefully there's some incentives in their contracts, the fighters' contracts. Hopefully they are upping their base pay at least, or putting more bonuses into finishes instead of having fighters fight for one bonus for a finish and performance bonuses and anything like that. If you get a finish, you get a bonus. That's what I hope. And I hope the fighters get treated and get paid what they're worth now with this new deal. Now they I feel like they have the money to kind of spend, obviously. But hopefully Dana, it takes care of the fighters, and again, up in their base pay a little bit more, maybe entry level fighters 25 and 25 win and show. But if you get a finish, you automatically get a bonus, and hopefully the bonuses are more instead of 50K. Like, come on, bro, like at least 100K. So whoever gets a finish, even if they're a newcomer and UFC debut person, they're set, and they're still not struggling to turn around quickly to fight again just to get another paycheck to hopefully that can cover their camp costs and living. So hopefully the fighters are getting compensated for what they do for us. So that's what I'm kind of interested in, see what the numbers are, or if any of the fighters are going to leak some contract stuff next year.
And that was my there were two other points that I thought about, and that was one of them, was the fighters, in that now that there's a built-in higher guaranteed revenue, you would imagine that negotiations would change, hopefully, with fighters. Also, it was interesting, I don't know if you saw Aspinall yesterday. He found out while he was on air with Helwani about it. And so they were talking about it, and he was kind of like, whoa, like, that's great, except for and then Helwani asked him, he was like, what about guys like you who get pay-per-view points? the big fighters, you know, they're getting percentages. That's part of their incentive to sell the fights. And the reason why Aspinalls are built up and they get the pushes behind them is because they have pay-per-view points attached to their contracts now, or their title reigns and such like that. I'm sure Suga has it.
Yeah.
I'll bet Izzy had it. Like, think your top. I'd imagine even maybe now like Marab even might have something like that. But think those type of guys now, what is their, do they get a percentage? Do they get what is it just an up in their base salary? Is it more to show? Like, what is, again, to your point, maybe they'll be more transparent in disclosing pay. Maybe they will up
Hopefully.
They'll up bonuses, they'll up base pays on just showing.
Because if you're gonna give us like lower tier cards with none of these pay-per-views, or you know, with pay-per-views being gone, I would think you would pay your fighters to fight their asses off for us just to make that extra bonus if they get a finish. That's what I'm hoping.
I could also see Dana saying, I have a monopoly on the market, and all this revenue that you thought was going to go to the fighters, we're actually going to use it to keep putting on these fights like Bud Crawford and Canelo that are going to make us so much money. That could make them arguably, like, I don't know about as much, but like maybe half in one night what they'll make the whole year with UFC. Like, so I don't know. Again, that's one thing. And then I did think I thought it was interesting that kind of lost in the shuffle of all of this was the fact that all of the contender series, it's slap fight or the slap league thing, all of that kind of stuff,
it's not being carried over.
Nope,
with them.
Not being carried over. So that they're actively contender series, road to UFC, and Ultimate Fighter, a staple of the UFC. One of the big things that made the UFC what it is now, Ultimate Fighter. And what does that go back to? Less pay-per-views, more character building, smaller roster. But those are looking for a home. I don't know if ESPN's going to jump back in on those. I can't imagine they would. But also ESPN they just renewed the Cormier and the Chael Sonnen show. So like they're gonna have a whole,
so maybe some crossing over
deal. I don't know how that's gonna work. And or if that's just an exit strategy for those properties too, because you would imagine that during negotiation they had they were just like, yeah, we'll talk about that later. But for now,
they were probably like, what are your viewerships for the Ultimate Fighter nowadays compared to like back in the day when some real rivalries mattered?
Well, and it used to be on like actual like
Spike
TV. Now it's like, oh, you can stream it and you can this and that. It was, you had to, which streaming has changed a lot, obviously, because you don't have to be there for anything now. It's everything is at your disposal whenever you're ready for it, other than the live events. So yeah, though I think that's interesting too. If we've kind of seen maybe the end of at least the Ultimate Fighter or Road to UFC, because I mean, isn't the same difference pretty much? I mean, Contender Series isn't so different, and Contender Series is the builder of stars now. It feels like they're pushing more stars through the Contender Series than they are now the Ultimate Fighter.
Especially people are being signed left and right.
Absolutely.
From that, so I would totally make sense to keep at least the Contender Series around.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we get the big headline of no pay-per-view. So I hope that we or some fighters kind of disclose their talk negotiations. There's got to be someone, bro, who gets cut and like they get mad and they just rant on Twitter. So something, but to save $85 a month, especially with the cards that the month of October where they do 2 pay-per-views. That's beautiful. I can't even complain about that.
Yeah, no, that's worth putting up with some trash cards every now and then.
Yeah.
You know?
Um,
And they're building, did you hear too about the Apex? Making the Apex bigger?
That's cool.
So no more, you know, like they're fighting in an empty warehouse. Like there's actually going to be, we're going to have to go to an Apex card or two, man.
I mean, I'm surprised I haven't been to one yet because it's like literally
right down the street.
the exit away.
Yeah, we're gonna those can't be like when they add the seats, they're not gonna be crazy, bro. We're gonna have to go to an Apex card, man.
Yeah, I think so.
I have to go live or something at the Apex, duh.
So that's what I was thinking that was gonna happen. When they were doing some renovating, I thought it was gonna be bigger, but it didn't. Nothing changed. But now they're actually going to make it bigger, like 10,000 people type stuff.
Yeah.
It reminds me of when they fought in the Virgin Hotels here on the Strip. That was the Jan and Marab main event that took place in like the old school cards that took a part of like the casinos. So it's gonna have that feel, which I'm glad. Get more people in there. Let's see. Yeah, you got anything else on this?
No, I'm just I'm excited to see. All right. I could see it. I feel like the first card of the new year, like the January card, I feel like it's gonna be he's gonna try to make it nuts. So
yeah, absolutely.
He's gonna come out there like trying to prove a point. And then Super Bowl, obviously, like around that time, he wants to do a big card for that. So I think we're gonna come out the gates on fire, and then I think it's gonna dry up to like International Fight Week.
Bro, spring, summer's gonna be dead.
Yeah, and then International Fight Week, I think he's gonna load us up again and give us like some of the, like that's like think Elia and Islam for International Fight Week, or think that's gonna be the first one where he hits us for a pay-per-view. Either like Super Bowl, 4th of July. What are the other big ones?
International Fight Week.
Yeah.
I thought Noche was going to be like this big thing, but
he already is hitting us with that one for free. Like,
this Noche this year round is like, oh boy.
And you know, that's what he did it last year just because of the sphere and stuff. It had to be a big thing for that, but now it's kind of back down there. He's like, "Oh yeah, we kind of forced this event."
Like, there's no Mexicans on the card, bro.
Yeah,
where the Mexican fighters at?
Diego Lopez is Mexican, bro. He's Brazilian, man. Just because he claims it, chill out, bro. Like, yeah. So I think that's what I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see the beginning and kind of how he sets the year up, and what I think he's going to get everyone in the beginning and really prove a point, like Dana likes to do. Because he loves to be like, I was right. I told you I wasn't going to
bring you the fake numbers and read them off after every fight.
Like, so once we get past that, it's going to, but ultimately, the fact of the matter is, man, saving money every month, man. And that's what people need right now.
Yeah, especially
the fighters aren't our concern, man. They're doing a lot better than us. Okay. Even the bottom of the card guys, they're doing fine.
Bro,
so
we out here living paycheck to paycheck, just trying to get by right now in this economy.
So I think that if anything else, you can kind of hang your hat on. Well, Dana looked out for the fans, so there's that.
One thing I do hope for with the app of going to Paramount Plus is hopefully we can access. They have a library of all these cards, even old cards, because right now UFC Fight Pass is super ass. Even if we go through the ESPN app, we can't even watch the stuff that we bought, like the pay-per-view cards. Like,
that's crazy.
Not even prelims. Like, we can't even watch the fights. Like,
that's wild.
So I hope that they give us like a library to like go through these cards and stuff, and people who do content like this have some access to watch fights. So that's one thing that I do have concern. Hopefully that happens with this new deal. So. But yeah, man, are you ready for UFC 319?
Let's get into this card.
Okay. So
one of the last ESPN cards.
Man, I hella messed up. I thought JJ Aldrich was fighting.
Green?
Yeah. So I was like, I wrote notes for that. So, but thank goodness this fight's like.
We went from a top 15 matchup to short notice.
Yeah, brother. You want to kick this off? Let's get into UFC 319, man.
Let's get it. We got the early prelims. Those are going to be on the aforementioned terrible fight pass. We start off with the fight you just mentioned, women's flyweight. The number 11 flyweight in the world, 18-5, killer Karine Silva. She's a -230 favorite against the short notice 8-3 Dion the Witch Barbosa, coming in at +190 as of yesterday. This one is still betting wise, still not up everywhere. DraftKings doesn't have a number on it. ESPN doesn't have a number on it yet. Short notice fights, you'll kind of get that. You'll see that, especially something this low on the card, despite having a top 15 flyweight.
So Karine Silva coming off her first loss in the UFC. Kind of got fraud checked by the OG and what was her name? Araujo. And we saw her kind of die out in that third round. She had no gas. I think the grappling kind of just emptied out her gas tank, and she looked terrible in the third round. Hopefully she's kind of tightened that up a little bit. I know you can't get good cardio overnight, but hopefully it just looks better. And I think with this matchup with also this short notice matchup with Barbosa, I don't think it will look like that, her cardio. Especially on short notice, like Barbosa wasn't a huge threat in my eyes, especially on short notice. Nah. So I think Karine Silva bounces back. I think she's still a good young blood in the flyweight division of the women's. I think she's still dangerous, has a lot of power, can get nasty with her submissions and jiu-jitsu on the ground. I think she bounces back and against a short notice opponent. I don't see an upset here.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Karine Silva to win. I'm gonna go decision here.
All right. Next up, we have at middleweight.
Oof.
Look, man, this is one I'm
I love
curious.
this fight, brother.
Yeah, man. We got 13-2. Brian the Butcher, Inwards in Paris battle. He's the -170 favorite against the well-traveled 36-9-2 Nursultan Black Ruziboev, +145 dog. I'm curious as to what the weight is on the did the weight cut really screw him last time or what? Because this is an interesting placement for battle.
It is. I
Like,
wonder if he's on the bad side of, like,
that's what I mean. Like, is this
right
kind of
now
punishment for kind of bullshitting on the weight? I mean, he already got in his pockets over it.
It was a bad weight cut.
It was really bad. And if I remember right, he wasn't exactly like, he's kind of like blasé about it.
Yeah, he didn't really
give a shit.
Yeah.
So I think that, yeah, okay.
That could tell you why the placement of this fight, because I think Brian Battle is exciting.
Absolutely, and on a heater right now too.
So yeah, Brian Battle, steady improvement every fight. I think we're seeing a new and better improved fighter every single fight, especially to edge out that split decision coming off the weight loss of Randy Brown. Looking good against a really crisp sniper of a striker like Randy Brown. Brian Battle's striking is the biggest jump of improvement in his game, because he was known for his jiu-jitsu, but he's seeming to fall in love with the striking and just standing on the feet. Now, I would love that for a lot of the opponents that he faces, but against Ruziboev, I do kind of worry. We've seen Ruziboev lose once in the UFC to Buckley, and we saw Buckley kind of manhandle him with the wrestling. Now, I don't see Brian Battle. His wrestling offense is not great. Shoots very sloppy takedowns, but he usually just kind of wraps you up, gets your body lock against the cage, and kind of just works his way, tosses you or something. But his entries for his takedowns are not great. So I think that kind of just checks off that box for Ruziboev to kind of defend those. So I think it just comes down to a striking matchup in this fight. And Ruziboev has a very strong and fast right hand. Brian Battle does get too comfortable for me. Like he does take a lot of shots, and his chin is holding up. And with this fight at middleweight, it's kind of worrying me a little bit. Just how far can he take that durability? I know he's 30 years old, but you never know in this game. Just when will that chin go? Again, if Ruziboev finds his chin, I think Brian Battle's going to go out. Ruziboev has kind of padded his his record in the UFC. He's fought some lower level competition. I think his win against Bruno Ferreira is aging beautifully. But man, like the wrestling and the striking, I think kind of goes to Ruziboev. And I think the best thing for Brian Battle is to just stay with the pressure and just keep stalking Ruziboev to never get comfortable. But the power of Ruziboev and how Brian Battle just kind of leaves his chin up there, I don't know, man. I think there's some value here on the dog, and I'm going to take a shot on the dog here with Nursultan Ruziboev. And, Brian Battle at middleweight, that's kind of another big concern because he's pretty small up here. I loved him at welterweight. Hopefully he can find out a way to cut that weight comfortably because he was big. And I think his pace and just his style for a lot of the welterweights, it works. But I don't know at middleweight. So give me underdog number 1, Ruziboev to win. My favorite value spot here is fight does not go to decision.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Up next, we have.
Oof.
Look,
Drew's favorite guy,
my
man.
favorite video game fighter ever. The absolute. Argue with your mama. This dude should go straight to the Hall of Fame after his UFC career is done. Still at it, still going strong, about to be 40 years old in January, 24-12, Edson Barbosa, the favorite, the minus 170 favorite over 15-3-1, Drakkar Klose, plus 145 dog. Talk to me, man. The legend's a favorite, rightfully so.
Brother, I think so. And the first thing I looked at when I saw this fight was what weight class is this at? Edson is back at 155, and I think that's going to
get older, man. It's hard to keep that weight off.
I think that's going to help him in this fight. Now, Drakkar Klose, I like he does have some impressive knockouts and finishes, but he gets wild, man. He gets wild, and his chin as of late just doesn't look well to me. It's crazy that Edson Barbosa is older just by 2 years, but the wear and tear on Barbosa's body is a lot. But I feel like his chin is holding up a little bit better, him being the older fighter here. But Drakkar Klose, the way he was responding to what was the last fight with Joel Alvarez, and he even got rocked in that fight before that is by Silva. Like, yeah, Drakkar Klose his chin is just a worry for me. And it's crazy to think that Edson, how far he's come to say that he looks like the more durable fighter here. Drakkar Klose does have good pressure, but when he throws, he leaves his chin up there. And 155 Barbosa, I think can put Klose away. So I'm always gonna love the Edson Barbosa kicks, and I feel like he doesn't kick as much when he was back down at 145. But I think we see a well-hydrated 155 Edson Barbosa here, and I think he puts on a nice performance here. I think he finishes Drakkar Klose just because Klose, again, his chin is just a worry for me. So I have a finish for the OG.
It's his 30th UFC fight, man.
I have a finish for the OG here, man. I'm gonna go TKO. Edson Barbosa gets the win.
15 years strong. Just going through his list of who he's felt like. Oh my gosh, y'all really weren't outside, man.
My favorite value as well is under 2.5.
Oh, he's gonna get it done.
Yeah, under 2.5 is plus money right now. I think it's probably one of my favorite value for this fight.
All right, and we're gonna go to again, a very good prelim card
Bro,
too.
that was just the early prelims too.
That
Now
was
we
the
jumping
early.
into
This is
beautiful.
Edson Barbosa and Brian Battle are on the early prelim, and Karina Silva,
Beautiful.
a top 15 shot. Like, yeah. So now we go to the prelims with one of my favorite weirdos on the roster. Opening it up on ESPN Plus and Disney Plus. Lightweight, 16-3-1, Chase the Dream Hooper, everyone's favorite gooner, minus 330. He is taking on 16-8 Alexander the Great Ape Hernandez, plus 260.
There's only one Alexander the Great,
Mm.
and that's Volkanovski, my guy. You gotta change that name.
The Great Ape, man.
Oh yeah. Sorry,
he had the ape to it because he knew.
I can't go against Chase Hooper, man. Like we said against, like how we said with Brian Battle, Chase Hooper is rapidly just improving. His growth is crazy. Because like 3-4 fights ago, we're like, how long is this kid going to last? Because this guy is just kind of getting his ass beat. But this guy is taking names and whooping ass, man. He's whooping OGs. He's getting the lower talent fighters out of here, but he should be doing that with how talented this kid is. He's growing into his adult body. He's 25 years old.
Yeah.
This kid is soaking up game right now. And to go against Alexander Hernandez, who is so inconsistent, he's shown his inconsistency throughout his whole career, and he's trying to find his weight class. He's bouncing between 155 and 145. Like, the talent is good, but Alexander Hernandez gets hit a lot. So the durability is there, yes, but once Chase Hooper gets you on the ground, I think it's freaking over, bro. So I think it happens here. Yeah, man, give me Chase Hooper by submission.
Yeah, I like that.
He's too good to just not go against. I'm gonna pick Chase Hooper for a while, so you know we get there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get in like top 15 guys or something before there's conversations, and by then, who knows? I mean, after this, it probably. I mean, unless they're doing the real slow burn with him, which I mean, go for it. But until he gets like top 15, top 10, it's gonna be all Chase Hooper.
Yeah, I love the buildup that they're going with Chase Hooper though.
Taking their time with him, and he's like you say, he's young, man.
25.
He's young, and he's got personality, and the fans like him, and he's kind of weird, but he gives a shit. And he's crazy talented. Like, yeah, man, chase the dream. Up next, we have a top 11 match at women's strawweight as another kind of OG, man. Number 5, 26-14. Jessica Andrade comes in as the plus 125 dog against I love Loopy, man. Number 11, 13-5, Lupita Godinez. Loopy is the minus 150 favorite in this fight.
Now, Andrade has, I don't know, man. She's been struggling a lot.
Bruh.
I think it's
all catching up.
Her personal life is kind of, came over into her career, and it's kind of showing. She went through some divorce or something, and like she was, she didn't also obviously win the divorce, or she's getting a lot of money taken away from her. But she's taking
coach and manager. She has a lawsuit against for embezzlement and stuff. Like, yeah, she's got a lot going on outside the cage.
She's taking fights left and right just to get that money, and it's almost creeping into that Kevin Holland territory of like, how much are you really growing? You're not learning anything. You're just going out there off pure talent, and you know what? She's still a tank, and she still throws from her hip, and she finds that chin. She finds that chin. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of struggle with this fight because Lupe Godinez, I want her to wrestle more, but she's not wrestling, bro. It drives me insane. I'm like, just mix it up, and I think you would have so much success. But Lupe just falls in love with her hands and her boxing. I feel like that's kind of the inspiration of fighting with or training with Grasso, is they're just falling in love with their hands. And like, I was like, please use your wrestling. And I think she've used her wrestling here, we've seen Andrade struggle with these wrestlers and these takedowns. That's kind of the way to kind of slow down Jessica Andrade, because she is just such a tank to deal with. I'm going to stay away from this fight betting wise, but I think the first round is going to say a lot about this fight. And there's be a live betting situation here, because if Lupi Godinez is not wrestling in that first round, I think Jessica Andrade is going to put it on Lupi Godinez. And I think this is going to be kind of like a back and forth, kind of like split decision type fight. So I'm interested to see how this first round goes. I will lean Lupi Godinez just for this episode, but I am not confident in this pick at all.
All right, stay away from my girl Lupi for now, huh?
Especially at strawweight. God damn, bro. Like, Andrade is freaking huge at strawweight. So, yeah. I'm gonna go the favorite here, but I don't feel confident.
All right. Next up, it's gonna be the most fun fight to say fighters' names. This is one I'm interested too. I want to hear you on this one, man, because I got the text about this one. So it's we're going to middleweight. GM3, 37-19, Gerald Meerschaert. Plus 180 dog, which prompted the text. Taking on 20-9, Mihail Oleksiejczuk, who's the minus 220 favorite. Now, again, I got a text about this one, man. Talk to me.
I texted Drew after the fight card, I feel like, on Saturday.
Yeah, yep.
And, I texted him about scheduling this episode, and I was going through the card, and I saw Gerald Meerschaert at plus money. I looked over to his opponent, and I was like, ain't no way, bro. There's no way. I don't know how Oleksiejczuk has earned this big of a price tag to be a favorite over someone who seems to upset a lot of these favorites and be underdog and be counted out. He has shown, he almost finished RDR. GM3 continues to get, just, I can't believe it. So Oleksiejczuk he's training with the Fighting Nerds, which whoop-de-doo. I'm glad for you, but
I'm not moved.
I'm not moved at all. And like, how much are you, whatever you're learning over there, are you going to incorporate and become a different fighter at 30 years old? I don't see it yet. I don't know, man. Maybe they're teaching you how to.
I was gonna say they teach them any ground game.
Yeah, exactly. Defending any takedowns,
bruh.
Because with how big Gerald Meerschaert is compared to you, like Meerschaert, yes, he doesn't have the striking that wows you, but he still has some good striking to close distance and get you wrapped up in his offense. And it's over once he gets you wrapped up, and it's jiu-jitsu time. And I'm taking Gerald Meerschaert to win by submission.
Amen.
Oleksiejczuk has lost how many times by submission?
6.
Come on, guys.
6 of his 9 losses are by submission. You know how many submissions that GM3 has in his career? 29.
Guys, what?
29. Look,
it's insane.
Oleksiejczuk has 29 career fights. 6 of those are lost by submission. GM3 has 29 wins alone by submission. That's crazy.
Let me tell you guys this. Yes, GM3 is coming off a loss to Brad Tavares, who's one of the most durable middleweights. But he's coming off a submission loss to he almost beat RDR, who's
the hottest thing up until Saturday with what Fluffy did. He's the hottest thing at 85 right now.
Like, and he's
come on, man.
Like, guy, yeah, you're not going to. No one has anything to say to me. Like, there's too much value here on the underdog here, money line or submission. I don't know what the submission line is going to be, but
that's why I was just looking. I don't have one yet.
Plus 3 something.
Oh
boy,
units, multiple units.
I don't see Oleksiejczuk. Yeah, he has good boxing,
but that's also GM3. Goddamn punching bag sometime, man. Like, he can take a beating.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, his chin, it's kind of all over the place, but he is known to take damage and give some back.
Yes, like
it's going to be a clincher cheeks or whatever type fight if you're betting on GM3. but I've seen this man. I've bet against this man. I've been through it with GM3 where he kind of like makes me look like a clown and he just pulls off something out of nowhere and he wins as a big underdog. I'm gonna learn from my mistake against an opponent I don't think is good at all. Like the striking is good, yes, but he has nothing else to his game. He's a very one-dimensional fighter. Give me GM3, money line, submission line, all the lines.
All the lines.
Give me all the lines,
I
bro.
need all the, like I'm doing blow in the 80s. Give me all the lines,
I don't
baby.
know. I don't know who's doing these lines right now for this fight, but that is insane.
Give me I'm taking GM3 on the money line. I'm taking GM3 on just a straight finish, and I'm taking GM3 on a submission.
Ooh.
All right. When I say units, I mean units.
That's too much value. That's too much great value.
It's all gonna be plus numbers, so I'm sweeping them all. Sweep the board,
just
baby.
Too much great of a value to pass up, man. Like, come on, guys.
Oh man, that's gonna be that's gonna be a look.
Saturday,
we either gonna be talking real big shit, or it's gonna be an explanation behind.
Dog number 2, GM3 by submission.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, you're gonna hear more about that at the end of this recording. Trust, I got a feeling. Then we have our feature bout on the prelims again. OG at lightweight. So OG, he's changed his name. He remains 32-17-1, coming off of, losses against two monsters at lightweight. Still out here doing it. King Green, the plus 135 dog, against 19-6. Diego Ferreira, minus 160 favorite. Who you got in the feature bout?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Diego Ferreira here. I think there is value here on the underdog with King Green, but with how King Green fights, a very cocky, hands down, kind of just relies on his reflexes or something to kind of just dodge.
He fights like he's he's back in the streets, man.
Like, I don't think that style is good for him. 38 years old, getting knocked out.
Maybe punch drunk, like
viciously getting knocked out.
Yeah, man.
I don't know how much he can depend on his reflexes to kind of dodge punches and strikes. I just don't like his fighting style the older he gets, and getting viciously knocked out by Rufi. I think Diego Ferreira is probably one of the most underrated lightweights, especially when he was ranked. I thought he was just someone who no one really wanted to fight because I think he's really, really talented. Coming off a loss to Grant Dawson, who he's gonna hold you down for 15 minutes. Like, that's kind of what happened.
Dawson, man.
But at 40 years old, he's still 2-3 in his last 5.
And let's be honest, his losses that's a good, he has Gamrot and Benny in there. Like, he's not losing to bums.
Exactly. So, and you can say the same thing for King Green, but again, it's the fighting styles that kind of worry me for King Green underdog, because I really wanted to take King Green here just because he can pop up and show out whenever time he wants to, or whenever he feels like it and wants to be smart. But just give me Diego Ferreira. I feel like I feel more confident with Ferreira and where he's at skill wise. He low-key has some dangerous power. So yeah, give me Diego. I might go another submission here, but money line is good too. So give me Diego Ferreira to win.
I feel like King Green is kind of getting into that, like Jessica Andrade, Kevin Holland kind of, because there's always going to be a highlight in his fight. It feels like, whether it's him knocking somebody out or it's him getting roofied, right? Not literally roofied, Mauricio roofied. Like, so he's gonna get booked because he's still enough of a name. He's a great personality.
Yeah,
he has a fun, like, an appealing fighting style to casuals. He's a name enough for ones that are in it. Like, so he's just gonna keep getting these fights and keep being like a barometer for young guys if they want him to.
Yeah.
Or a name enough to throw in there with guys who need like a rebound. So it's like, is he just starting to play that kind of game too and cash in while he still can and get those checks, bro?
Yeah,
Like,
I think he's just finding fights to get money and just.
He's more maybe. Well, who knows how serious Kevin Holland is still, especially after 3-7. Like, who knows what Kevin
Losing
Holland's
to
on,
D-Rod, bro.
Dude, look, hey, I was on here though. Didn't I tell you before? I said that I had a feeling about. That was the only one I had a feeling about. But
man, I can't believe it.
Yeah, man, I should have trusted the heart. The head got in the way. Yeah, man. But again, King Green, he's gonna keep getting fights. So yeah, man. I don't like it, but I get it.
And
I get it.
What's impressive for me with Diego Ferreira is his knockout win over Ruziboev, who just kind of had a fight of the year contender with Duncan. To put away Ruziboev is kind of crazy. So the power's still there for the 40-year-old.
All right. Let's go to the main card now.
Let's go.
Fun main card, man. Like, I think they're batting 1,000 on the main card. If I'm gonna be real, I think they knocked out a 5 for 5. Opening up with the flyweights, we have a lot of Missouri fighters on this card too. I noticed there's like 4 or 5 Missouri fighters on this card. Headlined by number 11 ranked 22-13 Tim Elliott, coming in as the heavy dog, actually the biggest dog on the main card. He's coming in at plus 240 against number 15, 21-5, Kai Asakura, the minus 300 favorite, just coming off of the debut that kind of made me feel like the old days where they had to go outside the promotion to find someone to challenge, and the challenger got absolutely. There's levels to this thing, so he gets his get back against Tim Elliott.
Pantoja, I just want to apologize for picking Asakura against you. Like, yeah, sorry.
You got that right against Kai, man. Don't worry, we made it. We made it right around here, man.
Tim Elliott is one of those the funkiest styles you're ever going to see in the UFC MMA world. The awkwardness of his timing, it's almost like a Dominic Cruz mixed with like, you know, maybe Tim Elliott, I don't know, but really awkward timing with everything. And I want to see how Kai Asakura deals with this style, because I still think about Tim Elliott taking Mighty Mouse to 5 rounds and kind of almost pulling that upset on the champ. That was kind of crazy. I want to see what the takedown defense is like with Kai Asakura. Again, Tim Elliott with his timing and how he kind of works his footwork, he's going to end up close to you somehow, and he does have underrated takedown defense or takedown offense, trips and everything. Very talented OG here, but I just like Kai Asakura, and there's a reason why I picked him against the champ Pantoja, because just the power and that flyweight. This man is huge.
Yeah, man.
He's big, and he carries that power well at flyweight, and I think we see Tim Elliott get finished here. I think there's a knockout here. Again, it's hard to put him away, like knock him clean out, but there may be a TKO where Tim Elliott just can't, you know, maybe the ref pulls him off or whatever.
We'll see how eager the ref is to step in.
I think Kai gets back on the winning column, and I think he looks good. Again, the striking, the quickness of Kai Asakura, I think it's going to be a problem for Tim Elliott. And I think Tim Elliott was going to struggle with maybe some leg kicks. I feel like leg kicks really hurt the mobility of Tim Elliott here. And I think we see maybe a flying knee or just a crazy power punch that kind of puts Tim Elliott out. TKO by Kai Asakura. Yeah, give me Kai Asakura by TKO, man.
I like it.
And I'm going to look at, I don't know if this is right, but it says under 2.5 rounds, it's plus 750. I don't know. Maybe they're just lines, right? Like just throwing out numbers here, but on
I still don't have.
on
Yeah.
ESPN, I'm seeing under 2.5 rounds is plus 750, but I don't know if that's correct. But whatever is the under 2.5, if it is a plus number, that's probably one of my favorite value bets, probably.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm with you 100% on that.
Yeah.
Up next, continuing on the main card,
Mm.
another banger. We have at middleweight, the number 8 ranked 18-8, Jared, the Killer Gorilla Cannonier, the minus 150, or sorry, plus 150, against the number 15 ranked welterweight in the world, moving up to middleweight in an interesting move to me. 23-3, Michael Venom Page, who is currently sitting at minus 192 to Cannoneers, sorry, plus 160 now.
Yeah, I was surprised that this was at middleweight. I'm surprised that MVP is back at middleweight. I just don't like MVP at middleweight. Um,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of value here on Jared Cannonier.
Now you talking my language.
You know, I came into this episode picking MVP, but you know, the more I look at this fight, the more I'm just like, I don't feel right about it. You know, I'm really trying to trust my gut here this year on like fights instead of like, I don't know. I know MVP has a very weird karate style in and out, but and we kind of seen it with you know, Cannonier struggle with that with Izzy on a kickboxer who just stays on the outside, but we've seen it with Imavov and Jared Cannonier almost finishing Imavov, who I think is a really crisp kickboxer and a heavy, probably a better, heavier striker, heavy hands. I think he almost had Imavov hurt, and I don't know, just the power of Jared Cannonier worries me. I know I hate that he got knocked out, or he knocked out RoboCop here, and
Oh
I
man.
picked Jared Cannonier to win that fight. But I think this is a good spot here for the underdog, Jared Cannonier. Again, the power, and I hate MVP at middleweight. I think his style just works better on the smaller guys at welterweight. I'm gonna do it, man.
Do it.
I'm gonna take a shot here on the dog, Jared Cannonier, to upset this MVP and kind of put on a knockout, maybe kind of hurt him bad. Again, the power is so dangerous from Jared Cannonier. I don't care how old he is, that power is crazy. And MVP at middleweight just doesn't have that knockout power. This man was struggling against Shara Magomedov, I think. Is that who it was?
Shara Bullet.
Like
Yeah,
he
that's his
can't,
last fight. And
like,
that was his return to middleweight.
like that fight didn't do much for me. Like I was like, oh damn, MVP, look at him at middleweight. No, that didn't do anything for me. Like, yeah, he won, but I was like, that's cool. So I'm gonna go take a shot here on the underdog. I had no intention on picking Jared Cannonier, but looking at this fight right now and thinking about what could happen, I was just like, I like Cannonier's power, man. And I think he's able to take more of a beating than MVP. So I don't think MVP can take that one shot if Cannonier lands that shot. So give me underdog, Jared Cannonier.
Man, look,
I've had MVP written on my page.
dude,
Like,
cross that shit out. Let me tell you, because
Killer Gorilla.
I think, like, for one, his resume's stupid. He's fought a who's who at 85. He's fought 205ers that he's fought former champs at 205. Okay. And that's to me where I couldn't agree more with you. I think that the size difference on fight night and the power difference is going to be different there from a guy who's more on the lanky side, moving up to 85 with the weird style, with the hands low at times and the head kind of swinging and being cute. And Cannonier has that 205 power, my brother, that he catches you, man. And he like, look, I think it's easy. I don't understand why Cannonier is as big a dog.
It's a
Almost a
disrespectful
2-to-1 dog.
Oh,
like that's
man.
crazy to me. So that's another one that, again, we've talked about some of the lines on this card and waiting to get in on them. The main event has finally hit the number that I was hoping it would at Caesars. Yeah, it's hit that number, which is crazy to me. We're still half the week away from fight. Like that's beautiful. This is for me. This is gonna be dog number 2, along with GM3. I love Cannioner in this fight. I love Cannioner big in this fight. Man.
And if Cannioner decides to be aggressive, because I know he does play fairly patient, but if he just decides to be aggressive in these 15 minutes, I don't know, bro. Like I think he finds MVP's chin or just hurts him. Like I hate it at middleweight, man.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a fun one.
All right, that's dog number 3 for me.
Up next, we have the welterweights. This is gonna be a fun one too to get into.
What a fire one.
170. We have the number 11 ranked, 16-6 Geoff. Jeff Hands of Steel Neal. Right now, live plus 210 dog against number 12. 21-7. The fight nerd Carlos the Nightmare Prates at minus 260. I watched the first couple episodes of Embedded these last 2 days. What I will say, I love Carlos Prates' mom.
Yeah.
She's dope as fuck. And I need more Geoff Neal's girlfriend, man. She's dope too, man. Talk to me, man. This is I look. Spoiler alert. I think this one might be a fraud check, y'all.
Ooh!
I'm just saying.
You know what? It's not crazy to think that because of the fighting styles, guys. Like, yes, Carlos Prates looks like a damn zombie and looks like nothing like hurts him. I get it, but the way this guy fights, yeah, he puts pressure on you, but Jeff Neal is not a bitch, bro. Like,
No.
He's gonna throw those boxing hands, and he's crisp, bro. And with how Prates fights, he is very Muay Thai, striking heavy. Hands are low, chin's there. We saw him get touched up by Ian Gary, and like if Neal were to land those same punches, I don't know if Prates lasts till that 5th round, man. Damn, there's too much value, man. I know Prates gets the love. I know it, guys. I love him too. He's probably one of my favorite fight nerds right now, but Prates could come out here, push the pace, and just put Neal away. But the striking of Neal, the boxing of it's in the nickname, man. I'm gonna go with Prates here, but I think putting a bet on Jeff Neal is not a bad thing at all. Like I'm gonna go Prates here, but I'm not comfortable with it. Maybe it's aura. Maybe I don't know, but I don't know.
Nah, hey,
I don't know.
Dude that's the thing. Like, dude is stupid talented,
brother. He's
right.
I don't know.
Electric, super fun personality, like a character for sure. He for most of that IMG fight, he didn't know what the F to do. IMG. This is why I love IMG, bro. He comes up with game plans for fighters. Brother. He's one of the only fighters I see do this shit, man. And it blows my mind that teams don't sit there and just break down tape and they're like, all right, this is what he's good at. We're going to neutralize this shit by doing this. That's exactly what he did. Like, he did the same thing against MVP. He tried to do the same thing against Shavkat. Like, he clearly has his coaching team and the way that their team works is brilliant to me. He had Prates looking confused, looking lost, looking silly in that last fight. We ain't seen Prates since. I don't know if he's eating steaks. I don't know if he's drinking. I can guarantee he's still freaking smoking. Those are the things that worry me. He got shot out of a cannon, and it was part of the fight team, right? Because they're all electric, and the other ones take it super serious. When you're at this level, trying to crack the top 10 of a division of killers, which is partially why I totally believe. You think MVP and Prates, you think that wouldn't have been a good fight? You don't think they tried to make that fight happen? I think MVP moved out of 70 for a reason. I think he realizes there are a lot of hungry killers at 70, and they just got the pound for pound best fighter in the world, arguably. Like, that division is spooky and that division is deep. And the champ just lost to one of those young, hungry guys. So now he's back in it. You got Kamaru all of a sudden reinvigorated somehow. You got Buckley still there. But like, there were fights to make at 70. I don't buy that no one wanted to fight MVP. So get that out of the way. Prates, when you're in that top 10 range of stuff, I think you got to cut the bullshit, man.
Things have to tighten up.
You have to, and you have such a smart, not, and like, no pun intended, but an intelligent and a talented and dedicated team around you. I don't worry about what Rufy doing. I don't even like him, but I don't worry about what Gene Silva. I don't worry about what he doing. I'm gonna pick him over Diego in a heartbeat. Like, I'm not worried about Kyle against Imavov. That's gonna be an incredible. I can't wait for that fight. But you have all these guys, like, you would have thought by now, hey man, tighten it up. And I also understand the other side of it with him, where he's like, man, look what this shit got me, bro. But then when you look at it, right, in the UFC, who's he fought that's even comparable to Geoff in the stand-up department?
I have the resume pulled up right here.
You feel me? You're looking at it too then. Who? The Leech? Who's the striker that he fought?
Trevin Giles hurt Prates in that fight. Trevin Giles.
We're talking, like, come on, man. I think this is going to be the not downfall, but I think it's going to be the fraud check, and it's going to be like, all right, man, this dude is a fun. Think Edson Barbosa. There's nothing wrong with that career. I don't see Prates ever fighting for a title. I don't see him getting through 70. I don't see him fighting for a belt ever. I don't see him being a contender even. I don't see him as a top 5 fighter ever. But I think he can have a long, fun career with exciting fights and highlights and stuff. But
do we hope that this is the loss if he does lose? Like, he looks himself in the mirror
his ass up
and like, what am I doing? Like talk to yourself in that mirror, bro.
I can drink when I'm retired, bro. The alcohol, the steaks, all that, the cigs might be different because that's a different type. But like, brother, the steaks, the alcohol, the women, all that stuff ain't going nowhere. It is if you're a loser. It is if you're fighting back, on the local circus or whatever. So smarten up, man.
And this is what I see when I look at GF Neal. RDA, yes, old RDA. Split decision to Ian Gary. He almost beat Shavkat Rakhmonov. If that fight goes to decision, I don't know which way the judges go. He
under a minute, like, yeah, man,
bro. He knocked Vicente Luque out, and that was funny. That was I remember watching that fight. I couldn't believe it. Like,
man. He beat the former champ.
I'm gonna pick Switch live right now. I'm gonna go GF Neal to pull the upset here. Just going through those names, I'm like,
you don't have to question how serious Jeff Neal takes this shit.
I mean, this man's got a truck parked outside of his house.
Thank you.
Boxing, like,
thank you.
Wherever he can get it,
he got the homie pulling up with the equipment.
That shit's cold.
Like, what? Prates doing laundry at his mama house, and he's like, nah, man, this is
a big spot for Jeff Neal, and we saw that the UFC tried to push Prates for a big fight, and we saw how he responded. He didn't do anything until that round 5.
Absolutely not.
Maybe he couldn't do anything with the game plan that Gary had, but to see him just like not want that hunger to go for it, it's like, what are we doing here, man? I know you look cool eating punches, but like we gotta win the fight.
It almost was like RDR and Bo Nickel in a way, where like it was just like, bro, I can't do anything with this. Like, just except Bo just kind of, much like Dolidze over this past weekend, he just was looking for an out, and that body shot took him out. Just IMG just never found that with Prates, and Prates showed more. But there were spots in that fight that you could just see. It was like he was just like, you know what, like, well, what am I? I can't do shit. I'm sorry, like I can't do anything with this.
I'm gonna go the underdog here, but this is a big prove it spot for me to see if Carlos Prates really wants this shit for real. So I'm gonna go the underdog, man. Again, I wasn't planning on this. I wasn't planning on taking Neal, but just talking through this fight with Drew here, looking at the resumes, kind of looking at past performances, like this is a big prove it spot for Prates to prove to us like he still is hungry. So
I look, I don't like Geoff Neal. Never really. He's just kind of whatever. He's a C student in the game of, like, but so if Prates does scorch him, look, I'll be plenty happy.
Good for him.
Because hopefully he'll start taking it serious. And all we're gonna do is see fights with him. Like, look, brother, it's only gonna get tougher from here.
Mm-hmm.
You're only gonna start to get into those deep waters with all these killers and stuff, man. Like, what are you gonna do in there with Shavkat? You kidding me?
Yeah.
Dude's gonna hug you. He's gonna be a blanket on you. So like, let's cut the BS. Let's start taking it serious. But again, look, man, I don't see it. And again, this is a guy who has that different pop that could put him out if he's out there booty shaking, man.
The lines are kind of crazy. To see that wide of a favorite, maybe just going off name and I don't know, but that's crazy.
Up next, featherweight. We got another interesting line. We have the number 6 ranked featherweight, the undefeated 16-0-1 Leron the Miracle Murphy, plus 160 dog against a man making his mixed martial arts debut, and again, I got these odds yesterday. I'm updating now. He's been bet down a little bit at some places, but still overall, and with DraftKings, he is a minus 190 favorite. Aaron Pico. And I will be completely honest with you. This is one I look forward to hearing you talk about, because I just have no homework. I didn't do any homework on Aaron Pico. I know there's the wrestling base, and just incredible hype. But Ron Murphy is also being like, this to me is the most intriguing matchup just because of the unknown of Aaron Pico. So I'm curious to hear the kind of scouting report you got for me on. Talk me into the minus 190, because for now, this is another dog for me.
Brother, I wish I could talk you the favorite.
Like, I don't get it, man.
The more I see Leron Murphy's price, go up as a dog, I'm like this.
Keep
going. So I remember the first time hearing about Aaron Pico was on Joe Rogan and Brendan Schaub on a podcast talking about Aaron Pico. That's what got my kind of like, oh, who is this guy? Looking up highlights on YouTube, the man looks like a freak. The highlights, the knockouts, and then you look into his background with wrestling and just how decorative a wrestler he is. This man is super, super talented. And I think he could do some work in this UFC, but to make your UFC debut against Leron Murphy, who may not be popular to a lot of people because they probably just hate his fight style, I really like Leron Murphy. He's really grown on me with his last 2-3 fights and just how he fights. I think he's a high IQ fighter. I am just really high on the well-rounded, style that he has. This is a tough ass to throw Aaron Pico on relatively short notice on a co-main to one of the people who might fight for a title soon in Lerone Murphy. What a tall task to give to Aaron Pico. And I get it. The skill set is there, and I think he's going to make some noise, but he's not going to make noise on Saturday, guys. I think Lerone Murphy is going to win this fight. I think Lerone Murphy could be in trouble early, just because of the craziness of the striking of Aaron Pico. It could rock Murphy, but we've seen Murphy battle back into these fights. But Lerone Murphy being disrespected on the lines here is absolutely crazy. There is too much value on the undefeated person who has been there, done that already in the UFC. Like, I need to see it. Again, we have a lot of bad stuff with these Bellator fighters coming over to UFC. I'm talking to you, Patrick Mix. I'm talking like Patricio Pitbull.
He don't get to be called the other thing. Patrick.
Like, I'm not seeing it with these Bellator fighters. And again, I've tried to hype my picks up, picking these Bellator fighters in the past, but maybe it's time to just like go the UFC side, the UFC fighter, a person who has been there, done that in this division already. And man, I'm going Lerone Murphy at underdog number 5. I think it's my 5th underdog. The value's too good, man. Like, Lerone Murphy's looked good too.
He has. That's the thing, right? Is it's not just the value in the newcomers, that Lerone Murphy has actually looked like really good. He's looked like a good fighter. They've brought him along very well, like with the right kind of jumps in competition, not doing too much with, Culibao, Barbosa, the Ige, and then Josh Emmett. Like,
I know people hear those names and are like, that's nothing. Wow, okay, what about those names? But it's the way he's looking against these guys that I'm just like, he's not in always he's in a lot more good positions than bad against these fighters. Yeah, you see the decisions, but he's making it look fairly easy. And there may be one of those times where he gets rocked but then he turns it around and kind of just shuts out the rest of the fight. Again, I'm just too high on the skill set of Lerone Murphy. And we've seen Aaron Pico get finished by lower level talent, man. Like, I can't do it. So give me underdog and give me Lerone Murphy to win by another decision, I think.
All right. That's going to bring us to the main event.
Woo, boy.
Oh, man. Yeah, this is, I don't know if this is going to be a fun one. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I have a feeling that it may not be, but on paper, oh boy.
We got number 3, another undefeated fighter, 14-0, the -220 favorite, the challenger, Khamzat Chimaev. He's going to be taking on a man who I have been screaming from the mountaintops about for years now. And after this weekend, excuse my language, but somebody better finally fucking listen. All right. It's the middleweight champ, 23-2, still knocks DDP, Dricus du Plessis, who as of now, I finally got the number I was looking for, plus 200.
Oh, we got to the 2.
And I imagine it'll probably be in the plus 220 to 250 neighborhood by the time the fight starts, because the people are just going to keep loading up. They've already, since Saturday at plus 135, they've bet this thing up in less than a week to plus 200. And people keep going, keep betting it up, get it as high as you can, please.
Holy moly,
Bet USA plus 202. You can find Chimaev as high as minus 250. This is nuts. Yeah. Talk to me. Talk to me on the dog card.
I want to talk about the man, the wolf right now. The challenger here, because I get how he looked against Whitaker. Looked bad. That was a bad submission too, and how fast he tapped. And then the fight before that, which was 2 years ago against Usman. If that fight is 2 more rounds, I think Usman wins. And again, we're kind of dealing with a different fighter here, but you kind of see what I'm saying. Like again, we're dealing with a 1 round 5-minute fighter against everyone else who does have good cardio, like the champion here, who once we get to that second and third round, if it goes there, the value and the momentum of this fight just switches to the challenger or the champion. And we're seeing I'm not too confident in Chimaev and his cardio yet. Like, I don't know. I know people are really high on the blitz and submission, jumping all over his opponent's first round, but I know Dricus doesn't have that great takedown defense, but I think he has great submission defense. I think he can hold his own on his jiu-jitsu. And if Chimaev is looking for that submission so hard in the first round, in the first 5 minutes, he's going to gas himself out looking for opportunities to submit. He may even not even have it all the way under the chin, and I think he's going to crank on something, and maybe DDP survives that, and now Chimaev is gassed. There's too many up in the air things about Chimaev to where I just don't trust this man. He almost got knocked out and finished by Gilbert Burns.
Gilbert Burns, but at 70.
At 70.
Where he was a monster.
And then he fake, touches the glove for Kevin Holland and shoots right away. I know that was probably going to happen anyways, but.
And that fight was what, on 2 days notice?
That's when they switched.
The Diaz switch.
Every single fight around, and people had a new opponent the day before.
Yeah.
And then we get to that Usman, and that Usman fight, that did not impress me at all, man. Like, I took more stuff away from Usman than I did Chimaev.
1000%. As much as I hate to admit that.
1000%,
man.
And then we get to Robert Whitaker, which was impressive. Okay. But to be fully 100% backing this fighter in Chimaev, we've seen fantastic stuff. I think DDP is a great champion. I think he's a skillful champion. And to just dismiss everything that this man has for 5 minutes of fight time from Chimaev is absolutely insane to me. I'm going the champion, and still, baby, I'm taking the underdog. I already placed a bet a week and a half ago, and I'm going to double down on this bet. And I think there's a late finish here for the champ too. Once Chimaev is exhausted and fatigued late in this fight, third round maybe, I think the Plessis, yes.
Think that Adesanya fight, man.
Yeah. Again, it looks ugly, guys. It looks ugly to the eye. It's not pretty striking. I get it, but his sloppy fight style works for him, and he's finished 2. I can't believe I'm calling Sean Strickland a champion. He's finished 2, or not finished, but he's had Sean Strickland. He beating Sean Strickland twice is crazy.
That's crazy to say, but it's absolutely true.
It's crazy because Sean Strickland just defensively is so good, but they went to wars, and to edge out decisions and beat Izzy the way he did.
And let's not act like he didn't beat Whitaker. A Whitaker that was probably at a better point in his career.
Absolutely. That's
let's not lose that. The disrespect of this fighter is crazy. It really is. And I blame it on the fraud, because the fraud made everyone hate him for no reason, because he's a jealous female dog. Look, man. You want to blitz him early? Go for it.
Go ahead.
He's got the gas tank. He's proven that he's got the gas tank to blitz. Even when Chimaev has gone the distance, he's only gone the distance in 3-round fights. He hasn't seen a 4th round. He don't know what that looks like. And look at him after the 2 times that he's gone 3. My man had nothing left. And now you think that he's just going to all of a sudden be able to turn it on for 4 and 5 if it even gets there against a guy who's done it before? Stop that. And you want to blitz him early, right? Okay, blitz him early. He can withstand that. something about this fool DDP. His takedown defense is decent enough. It's not awesome, but it's whatever. It's not even that though. It's like just the awkward scrambles that he forces and the weird ways that he does handle takedowns and stuff like that. It's more of that kind of stuff that you can't even really prepare for. You can see it and be like, all right, like what? I don't know what exactly we're supposed to do with that. Like that's why the compilations of him are hilarious. With him doing all this nigga's headbutting Strickland on the on the hip on the entry and like chasing down Izzy and just grabbing at his ankles, like just all that kind of stuff. That's hard to prepare for, and you call it whatever you want, but you call it champ. Like, and he's proving that he's a worthy champ. Again, to your point, to go those fights with Strickland, Strickland took out everyone's hero.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most shocking fights I know for sure. I think the most shocking fight we've watched together.
Oh my god!
Like that fight was shocking. And I just, I don't have any. I just don't see how, other than like a blitz and just an absolute like mauling, that's what it's going to take for Chimaev to win. And I don't think he can do that.
I don't see
DDP.
it, bro. I don't.
This isn't a 70-year playing 85. This is a true 85er. That isn't some little. He's not your skinny Kevin Holland, or even like. Can you imagine like Chimaev and Diaz? Just like, again, the body types. Even looking at them, they looked at. This isn't going to be that. He's going to be right there with you with the size, man. Like, this ain't no little dude. This is a guy who could, potentially he could go up to 205 if he so choose to. Like,
and we don't even know if this guy's going to make weight. I mean,
that's what, like, there's so many variables here that DDP has been and continues to be like just an absolute professional, a great fighter, finisher, gas tank, unorthodox. Like, just he checks all the boxes, even though like it's not in a conventional or traditional way that you would check a box. He still checks them. Like, and let's be real too. Part of this had to have been the UFC saying, well, RDR isn't a draw at all. So let's give him Whitaker as the fraud check fight. Kyle isn't ready yet. As much as that fight nerd, the cult and all that, it's still not, we can't force that. And then it's like, okay, Imavov coming off of, killing the fraud, which again, he earned a fan in me for that. But like, that's another one. It's like, okay, give him one more to make sure that he's ready. And then it just left you with Chimaev, who coming off the like, it feels almost forced in to sell at 85. And look, man, Chimaev, good for you. You took advantage of that, and you're the benefactor of that. But he's gonna be shown that there's levels. Like, I got DDP. I'm the same. I'm with you. I think late finish. I think like around the 4th. I think the gas tank finally catches up, and he. I don't know if it ends up being a sub or like one of those stoppages where it didn't really need to be stopped, but it's more of just Chimaev like kind of turtling up and just like not
fighting
back just because he doesn't have the energy. Not because he's out, not because he's even necessarily hurt, but it's just like, we know what's going to happen here. Let's just call it. I think you're looking at one of those type of finishes in this fight.
So this is what I think. Chimaev puts on a classic Russian bull rush.
Yep.
And he fatigues out. He dies out.
First minute of this fight is going to be 1,000 miles per hour.
Or if Chimaev decides to mature and be patient, Plessis is going to push his pace to where he's shooting late into the 2nd and 3rd round to where he's already tired.
Yep.
And those takedowns look sloppy. I don't know which way you want to go with it, but I don't see a good positive way for Chimaev to win this fight, even in the first round, if he wants to be patient or bull rush. So I think Duplessis wins here, and I think he replaces Izzy for the second best middleweight ever.
Ooh.
I think if DDP wins this fight, we need to have that conversation of removing Izzy from that second place middleweight.
You know I'm here for that.
I think beating Strickland twice, Chimaev and Izzy, those four is way impressive than a lot of what Izzy has done as a champion.
Whitaker, common opponent.
And what
finished Whitaker, finished Brunson, beats Darren Till, beats Tavares. Like it's
as a champ, like his forward defensive, if DDP wins here, I think it's stronger than what Izzy has done a lot in his title reign. So I think it would be time to have that conversation, and maybe I present it to Twitter.
Here, this Izzy's title. Izzy's title reign was beating Gastelum for it, right?
Right.
Which hasn't aged well.
And he almost got finished twice in that.
Great, again, a Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But then he beats Whitaker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to unify. Then
Romero,
that odd ass Romero fight.
Terrible.
Dana was pissed at. I remember that was one of the more disappointing. That's when the fraudulence kind of kicked in for me. I was like, wait a minute. Then the Paulo Costa. I guess that's kind of up to each person's kind of viewpoint of how you think about how that's aged.
But to see where Costa has been since then, it hasn't really done anything. Like being Lou Rockhold,
he might be kind of trending back up, hopefully after his last performance.
Yeah.
But also, who knows, right? And then he went up to 205, got shut down, came back down. Marvin Vettori, come on, man. Nope. And couldn't put out Marvin Vettori.
Went to decision.
Yeah, couldn't put out Vettori. Whitaker again.
Yeah, people think he lost that fight.
Cannonier.
Went
the distance with Cannonier.
Good master class. Yeah.
And then there was the Poetan fights, which that second one, whatever. And then the shocker.
And that's it, huh?
That's it. And then he fought Dricus, and Dricus choked his goofy ass out. And then Imavov finished him off and knocked his goofy ass out.
Again, I'll take a Strickland win and a Chimaev win, a defense, over a lot of what Drew just read off. Like
including beating Izzy.
Yes. I'm taking nah, man. I'm sorry.
And then
I'm sorry, but
if you look at what's coming down the pipe potentially for DDP at middleweight, there's still excitement there because you still have four guys, despite Cow and Imavov. That should be the next title shot. I don't care the recency bias on Fluffy. That Dolidze victory, yeah, it was impressive, but it didn't do anything for me considering Dolidze looked god awful. Absolutely awful.
Even if Imavov wasn't booked, I'm still taking Imavov to get a title shot before Fluffy.
And that's without we haven't mentioned RDR.
No. So
and RDR has his resume is looking better and better as well. And he's about ready to talk about a contender fight.
That's a tricky guy for anybody, man.
Man, look.
I like that guy, man.
Towards the end of the day, that's gonna be one that I'm gonna be yelling about too, because I like that. Again, he gives me that throwback Damian Maia, that kind of feel, except he can actually strike.
If they happen to put Fluffy versus RDR, I'm like, oh man.
Fluffy can't put
I don't know.
You ain't gonna be able to do that shit you were doing against Dolidze where you just nope, come on, get up. Nah, bruh. He gonna find a way. That leg lock Dolidze was married to for some effing reason. RDR locking that bitch in. All right. So that fight, that win, as impressive as it was, that Dolidze that showed up, that did not move me to push Fluffy to call for. If you put Fluffy in a cage with Dricus right now, Dricus is smoking his boots. But I think that there are the potential for the next couple opponents for Dricus after this is even if one more, like Chimaev without a doubt, and then even if he needs one more, anybody that he takes out on that list, by far, I think he will surpass Izzy. And then you're looking at, now it's like, all right, now when we talk about Izzy with middleweights, it has to be like the Mount Rushmore of middleweights.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be that, and because for now, it's Anderson, and
I don't want people to forget when we're doing these rankings for like DDP taking over Izzy's spot as second best. Like the way people are talking about Chimaev, you guys are just like relentless with the greatest ever or like one of the best. Like, don't forget how you guys are talking about this man if he loses on Saturday. Like, don't forget. I don't want you guys to switch up and I don't want to hear it, man.
Just I can't get there. I can't get there with him. And this is if he were like Dricus is different, man.
I think he is too.
He's different.
And I didn't like this man to start off with. But
I remember.
Yeah, I absolutely hated
I was in
DDP.
a house alone rooting for him against Izzy, man.
But beating Sean Strickland is, you're going to get my vote. You're like, I'm going to like you. For not having Strickland hold the belt, you got my fan. All right, brother. You want to read these last? Let's read these last.
Give me the rundown, man. We got a lot of money to be made on Saturday, potentially, y'all. A lot of money.
Let's start from the bottom. We still have the Ultimate Fighter fights, the final fights being put together right now. So we didn't go over those fights, but I may put a second episode out.
That's that Friday night joint.
Yeah, man. I need to start doing that again. But we'll start from the Korean Silva versus Barbosa fight. So start from the bottom, work our way to the top. We're taking Korean Silva. I'm taking Ruziboev, dog number 1. We're going Edson Barbosa, OG. We're going Chase Hooper.
The Goon and King.
Going Lupe Godinez versus Andrade.
But remember what he said, y'all. That's one that you wait and kind of feel that one out through the first round or so.
Then we are taking dog number 2, GM3. Big dog.
Sprinkle all over that one, man.
And then we're going to go Diego Ferreira in the feature prelim. And then to kick off the pay-per-view, I'm going Kai Asakura by finish. And then we're going Jared Cannonier, dog number 3.
Yeah.
And then we're going Geoff Neal.
Talked him into it, y'all.
Talked me into it. Dog number 4 for me. And the co-main, we're going MAIN.Murphy, dog number 5. And in the main event, we have Still, dog number 6. I did not plan to have this many dogs, but it is what it is. DDP and Still, we getting this man Chimaev out of here.
So I put together a five fight card with the dogs.
Ooh,
the legit dogs that are bruh.
Plus
GM3, Cannonier, Geoff Neal, MAIN.Murphy, DDP.
Plus 5.
Oh, you're not. Oh no, brother. No. What? Nah. Plus 17,842. A $10 bet on this wins you almost $1,800.
Oh my gosh. Guys, bet wisely.
I'll throw a unit on this. We're partying all night on Saturday.
I might group together an underdog parlay. I don't know if I'm gonna have all my underdogs on there, but I'm gonna put together an underdog parlay for you guys. We'll talk about it on Friday. But there are some good dogs here, and you guys have to listen to the breakdown, because if you just go off name value, you're like, oh, you're picking Geoff Neal, bro. What, brother?
It's a fight, and it's fighting nerds, bro.
Look at the fight styles. Look who the opponent is. Like, come on, guys. Don't look at the name value, but we're not crazy, okay?
Again, look, your numbers show that they do all the talking. All right. My man knows what he's talking about. It's all on wax. It's out there every fight event. If you follow the socials, he make it color coded for y'all. All right, like it's real easy to win this money with him.
And then going into Saturday, I am looking at 186 fights correct and 129 not correct. That's still positive for me. So
that's still positive money.
Yeah, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. We are almost 19,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel.
We almost out of our teens, almost in our 20s.
If you are listening, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like button. Don't be a hater in the comments. You know, we can talk without hating. And then, you know, if you're listening to this on Spotify and watching this on Spotify, hit the follow button and, you know, rate the podcast. That will get us more ears around the world. That'd be greatly appreciated. But thank you, Drew, for joining me. I will put out probably my bets and, you know, remind you guys of the picks on Friday. So look out for that episode.
Make sure y'all following the man's social too, man.
That's going to be in the description below. And yeah, I'll see you guys on Friday. Peace.
My shit different, making the kills to pay the bills. You see the spots we living in.